Are you ready? Let's get it and see what it is about. Peace and blessings and keep up the lessons. Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother Taalib from the Brother Taalib Show. I'm here this afternoon. It's some trying times that we're going through. And, our people are dealing with a lot of stuff all over the world. Like, not when I say our people, this one is going out to the people that I come from, the descendancy of where I come from, African Americans, descendants of Africa, Africans from the diaspora are my people. You know, like the Ukrainians, which is a big subject matter, big news today, big, hoopla, as they say, about them. And then don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be here as an insensitive bigot myself. Oh no, I'm way beyond that. Islam does not allow me to be that, even if it was in my character, but it isn't. I wasn't created with that type of character to be a racist bigot, to be a supremacist of just because of my color, just because of what race I come from. Like Shaitan, Iblis, the original one who created the devil, the Satan, created racism, bigotry, and thinking that he's better than the people, and that he should have what the praise that he was rejectful against Adam, the first man and human being, and then his progeny, which are us, human race, developed these negative, and it was so ridiculous, it doesn't make no sense how the Shaitan did what he did to him, and then we're doing what he did to him, to Adam, to each other. Racism, the most evilest thing that mankind has perpetuated upon each other, besides wars as we see and all these other types of things. So usually that's because of the same thing. One person thinks they're better than the other person, or thinks they have rights to somebody's life, let alone, land, or the resources in the land. So men fight for that. That's been like that for thousands of years. But because of the color of your skin, because of the nationality you are, because of the race you are, this is ridiculous, and still into 2022. So, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not a racist of any kind. I'm not insensitive to what's going on in Ukraine, but I have to be sensitive to what is happening to my people, as well as their people, anybody, because all people that deserve rights of dignity and respect. And it's been mentioned. It was going on in Africa, not in Africa, excuse me, in Ukraine, and news have been reported. But then another thing, of course, the mainstream media, why do they don't report, like CNN, BBC, all these different news reporters from the different countries, as well as America, especially, which is a big time mainstream media there, CBS, CNBC, NBC, ABC, whatever, and 1, 2, 3s, haven't covered what the African, news media was one of, I don't know which one from what country, but it was African, covered what it was going on as far as Africans being held from not going on a train, from not or going on some sort of transportation to leave Ukraine for their safety, until the Ukrainian people was able to go first. And children and women and which is understood. It's one thing if all men staying behind. Ukrainian men and any other nationality of men that are there, whether they're African or Asian or Arab, because there were Arabs there too, the Egyptians, or the African Arabs, we should rather say, But, of course, who gets the first? White is right. That's what it is. White privilege, white supremacy, all over the world of the white race. This is known. This is reality. But our people don't realize sometimes because that's why they go there. That's why they get jammed up. And it's sad. It's really sad to say that this is a reality that we can't really, what I mean? We can't really like say no and say like we're in denial of what has actually been going on. Because you deny that, then then you're not really facing the facts that what's going on is truly unjust and unfair. And as an African descendant or African diasporan from any of these countries that you have gone to settle in or to go for school, education, or business to make money or whatever, and then you get stuck in these countries and they treat you that as such because they don't really care about you. And it's sad to see that we don't really understand that. Some of us don't really understand that. And we really do need to understand that. Now I got a clip that I wanna kind of like see if I can bring to let you see from a guy, but his name is well actually on YouTube he's known as Go Back Black to Africa, right? I can't remember. I think his name is Kofi, but anyway, he does a video that I watched and it made some sense, a pretty good amount of sense, and it is what it is. What's going on and taking place in Ukraine with the African students that are there and what was done to them, and to speak to them in a way of giving them some good advice, hardcore advice, tough advice, but advice to say we need to check ourselves and look at ourselves and see that which we are, jamming ourselves up with as far as thinking that we're going to be accepted in these countries. And we really are not. We're really not accepted, So I just want to show it to you. Let me see if I can grab it up, pull it up real quick. Hold on for a second. Yeah, give me a sec. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Yeah, so basically, why is it that they acknowledge, and this is the thing that I want people to understand as well. I'm not a person who's being insensitive to the situation, because as a Muslim, of course, my heart goes out to all the innocent people who are struggling there. You know what I mean? And okay, it's popping up. So just give me a second.
We have separated ourselves into different groups.
Hold on.
But check this out. Africans are finding out.
Try to pause it real quick so I can say what I was saying. But basically, I want people to know that I'm tired of the hypocrisy, and I'm going to speak about that a little bit and what I mean by that. How can we go ahead and then community, like the global community, putting all the hoopla and the words, hardcore words against Russia, and talking about sanctions and pushing sanctions. I mean, this is financial, crippling of a country, right? We know what it does. It's been done to other countries, and we know the countries that it's been done to. Now, there's other countries and NATO's behind this, UN, all these, in the global communities as far as geopolitical arena, put it to say, right? You have the stuff going on in Palestine with Israel. Look what Israel's been doing, occupying their lands for years. Okay? You have what happens in Mali and also in Burkina Faso with France occupying and was original colonializers of those countries, as well as the others in Africa, West Africa especially. You have apartheid that's going further back, Even with the colonization, like I said, in South Africa, where was the sanctions then for these people who were doing these evil acts? Where was the sanctions to France? Where was the sanctions? Where's the sanctions to Israel, as they call them, the Israelis? Where's the sanction to that nation? Where's the enforcements of trying to pressure these people to stop their evils that they're doing onto mankind, other human beings, whether they was Arab descent or whether they was Muslim or whether they were African? And see, with the Africans, as us, black people, color, it doesn't even matter if we're Muslim, if we're Christian, if we're Hebrew, if we're just traditionalists, if we're in the jungles or we're in the cities, if we drive BMWs or we drive hoopties or whatever, we living in the hood or we living in Hollywood, we're still black. Excuse my expression, N-words to the other race, as you know what I'm talking about. But listen to what my man had to say. Let's hold on real quick. This is a little clip. I got another clip of his, but I just wanted you to hear this first.
We have separated ourselves into different groups. But check this out. Africans are finding out. You're just not no Nigerian when you go into Western worlds. You're not just no South African when you go into Western worlds. You, first and foremost, are a black threat, and yet you will endure prejudice. We have separated ourselves.
Okay. Now, some of you might not agree with that, and that's up to you. That's your prerogative. That's your mind. I don't control it, and you do. And Allah is the best one who has all control over all of us, and He's all knowing. But the brother there, man, he's right. And our West African brothers and sisters, especially the ones who've known in these countries like Nigerians, Guyanans, and the ones that are known for their, alhamdulillah, very, very inspiring in a sense, because they inspire to succeed. They inspire for the good, but they go into the wrong places. Why can't you travel to some of the best knowledgeable countries in Africa and go to their universities and go to their schools? Stay in the continent, because we're not wanted in the world. They want us, but they want us for their own benefits, not for, and that's not all of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put everybody in the same barrel as being stereotyping all whites, all nationalities of European descent are the same. No, there's some that are good. There's some that look out for people of color and are normal, peaceful going people, peace loving people, respectful and humane. But the people who are at the top and the people who control things, the people who are influenced by them, and they influence that same stigma of trying to keep us down and not allow us to get to areas that we can be accepted and be equal, even in the UN, even in certain, like, these groups, the G4s, and a lot of African countries are not really accepted or respected in these areas. No. Even though they might sit on the seats and be there, but there's no strong, integrity that, they respect that. They don't respect it. They don't respect anything from us unless we force it upon or push and really, work hard to gain to the point where it's like they have no choice because we came in there and they really need us. And that's how we tried to do. And we tried to be accepted by them. And this is the stuff that they do. Yeah. So let's move on. I want to also give another clip. Just hold on for a second. I'll get the other one. The thing is, it's just sad. It's just really sad. And, like I was saying about what takes place in look at China even. And these are Muslims. And that's another thing I got to say, too, because I am a Muslim. and I'm connected with my Muslim brothers and sisters of the human race, because any Muslim is my brother, whatever race they are, even the human race as the European descent European descent, white race, as you say, the white race, they are also my brothers in Islam, like over there in those areas of Russia, around those surrounding countries, Uzbekistan, the stands, as I say, they're some more or less they're Europeans, the Bosnians, even in Europe, you got Muslims that accepted Islam in UK. Plenty of European, British people that accepted Islam, even in America. They're my brothers and sisters. So they are outside of that, of course, outside of the white supremacist minded mentality, because they can't. Islam does not promote this. So this is the problem with our people. We just jammed up. We don't realize that you know um, we have to not be like these people. We have to strive to not be like these people and allow them to continue to do what they do with us. Hold on, let me see if I can get this up. Let me see if it's the right one, because I'm not sure if it's the right one. Hold on for a second.
But be of good cheer.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. I'm gonna go back and get it up to you guys. Just hold on for a second. But yeah, I had to say this. This is what I mean, I can't leave this undone. I can't leave this undone. It has to be mentioned. And everybody has their own opinion, of course. People want to, you want to take it how you want to take it. You want to look at it how you want to look at it, you know. And it's really sad that the world is putting that as a precedence, but you don't put other people's lives as to be important, and to also be you know to be worth that what they're doing, all the support, all the love, all the care for these people. But all these other human beings, the Origus of China, from Xinjiang, China, is an Muslim ethnic group. They're Muslim Chinese, and they were being cleansed. Yeah, ethnic cleansing, put into reconditioning camps, trying to take them away from their faith, forcing the women to be married to regular Chinese that are from China. I'm not laughing that it's funny, but I'm just saying the way that this is ridiculous. And these people, their lives, that what they were going through was not of importance to the rest of the world, but only a few in the world that put it out, that promote. I mean, that gave publicity to it, put it on the news, put it in the media. But even that didn't go but so far. All it did was just be verbal back and forth and people talking about it. Dialogue. I mean, dialogue is fine when it has action behind it. When enforcement takes place, for especially if there's some crimes of humanity being done, such as this, that there was plenty of proof. So why didn't they sanction China? Why people were still buying or boycott China? People were still buying products from China, purchasing, doing business with China. Why isn't the pressure put on them too? You know what I'm saying? But it was okay because they were Muslim. Yeah, and they're supposed to be ethnic Chinese, right? Or they claimed that they were, as China tried to make it out to be, that these were terrorists. Or the whole community of the entire nation of these people were all terrorists. Because and from what I know, every Muslim in every Muslim nation, there may be a few minded mental people who have that mentality, that ideology of terrorism, and they say jihadi, whatever like this. We call it jihadi, which means that they're extreme in their understanding and not knowing what jihad is really actually based on and what it's for. And they go and take it in and misinterpret it and do these evil acts that even the Muslims did not even have invented. Terrorism was invented by non-Muslims. Yeah, the history is there. You can look into the history and research that. But they paint this image on the people so they can lower the value in their life and care. Okay? But how all of a sudden Ukraine has been sitting there like that for those many years and going in and out of situations with Russia. But is it just probably because maybe it's geopolitical reasons that they got, these people who were the upper ups, the UN and the NATO and the global community politicians and stuff, sitting at the round tables discussing and smoking their cigars and drinking, probably champagne. I don't know. I don't think they're celebrating like that. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And then he's sitting back and they making these decisions for another country to say, well, we're going to lock them down. We're going to take away their financial structure. We're going to cripple their country financially, sanction them. But what happened to Israel? They've been occupying, going into that country, going into Palestine, illegally taking land and selling, destroying the people's property. It's in the media. It's been reported. There's plenty of footage to show proof, and the people haven't done nothing. These people that I'm talking about, the people at the top. You probably hear a little bit of paper, but I'm trying to look at some of this stuff so I won't forget what I have to say, because I have a lot to say, but I don't have enough time to say it. But we'll go ahead and listen to the brother again. There's one more clip that I'm letting you listen to of what he's saying. And it's unfortunate, like I said. Just hold on for a second.
But be of good cheer. Me being 55 years old, and I had to go through this mess growing up in America.
Yeah, me too.
Never lose who you are.
Correct.
Though you may go to Western worlds.
Correct.
If you ever get caught into believing that you're something like them.
And you better check that before you get really, you'll get a rude awakening. That's what's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? Just because of who you are and your skin color. And the darker you are, the worse it is. Trust me on that.
That I have arrived now. They're accepting me.
Okay? And, you can check out his video. Go Black to Africa in YouTube and check out this video. I will post his videos just to give him and shout out to him and for doing and speaking against this atrocities that go on regularly in the African diaspora. And when I mean the African diaspora in the West, in the European countries especially. Even in Asia, it's happened. We've seen footage of other YouTubers that did footage of in China and how they mistreat the Africans. I don't know about Japan. I haven't heard too much about that. And Japan might be really, it's just different as far as the Asians is concerned. They're different, but it's happened. And even in Hispanic countries, like in Dominican Republic, they don't like the Haitians, and they're bored of each other. And any Haitians that live in that country, they get attacked violently, and they get harassed, and this discrimination there because Haiti has been struggling as far as economy is concerned. And then sometimes they pass across the border to go in to get more work, because some Dominican Republic might have a little bit more going on economically there, so they'll cross over, but they go through a lot. And the same thing when they was coming over and they was trying to come to America. But the Colombians, which were more lighter skinned, was able to come in to Florida and enter into America. No problem, with ease. And there was also, of course, there's agreements there with that country. But as far as Haiti, oh no. Them black, dark skinned, excuse my expression, niggers, they're not coming in here like Donald Trump. Man, you see how he speaks. Yeah. But, I'm doing this video because I'm tired. And I know plenty of us are tired. And this is not no black power, black thing right here. This is a thing of just straight tide of hypocrisy. These nations and these people at the top giving all this support to Ukraine, and there's nothing wrong. Okay, Ukraine deserves it just like everybody else deserves it. That's the point. Everybody else deserves it just as much as Ukraine deserves the support that they're getting. Every other country in this world, all human beings, life matters. I am tired. This world is going to the smithereens. I ain't going to say hell because hell is only what Allah knows best. When I say smithereens, I mean this is going to get worse before it gets better. But are you ready? That's what is the main point. Are you ready to face all this? What are you going to do? What changes are you going to make? First, it starts in the heart and in here. The heart and here. And of course, in here first, you got to cling to something that's going to give you some better guidance. Because mankind does not have the keys to better guidance in this life and how to live and how to do and how to solve these problems throughout the world. We think we do. We want to be gods on this earth. And you're demigods, all of you. Governments, whatever. Even when at the Dajjal comes, this false Messiah, as they say, anti-Messiah or Antichrist, he's coming, and the time is going to be soon. And when he comes, people are going to look at him like he's God. But there's only one truly worthy of worship. La ilaha illallah. There's no true deity worthy of worship except Allah. And anything other than that is false. And I reject it. Because he's the one who has the key to what we need to do in this life and what we're supposed to be upon, what he created us to be upon. You created to please him first, even though you are not perfect. I'm not perfect. We make mistakes, we err. But we go back to him and we straighten ourselves out. We make repentance, tawbah, as we say in Arabic. And we straighten ourselves out and we come back and we face the realities of life and try to do better and try to help the people. You see somebody on the street and they're struggling. As a homeless person, you feed them if you can. You got to be careful. Some people are drug addicts, especially like in America. So you don't want to give them money so they may use it for drugs. So if you see that he's hungry, you go and find something to buy him. And they'll tell you sometimes they try to play games even as well. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them are out there genuinely, they struggling and they're sincere about their life of being honest and that if they're hungry, they're hungry. So feed them. There's an old elderly woman that needs help. Boom, boom, bang. A person who commits a crime and you're a police officer. Do your job. Stop looking at the person's skin color or who he is. But that's the mentality up here. It's in the heart and the mentality. So that stuff has got to change. But like I said, the best guidance is from the one who gave us our life because he teaches so much of how we're supposed to be. He teaches it. And like the brother said in the last part of his video, our Lord, all of our Lord, there's only one. And we're going to be held accountable when we meet him in the grave and especially in the hereafter. So are you ready for that? We and you shall see. Okay. Finish here and, don't forget to subscribe. Those of you who have not subscribed, those of you who, like this video, you may not like it because you don't want to hear the truth, or you may not like what I'm saying. You may not like what the brother was saying, But hey, if you like it, like it. If you don't, that's on you. And share it because let this get out to people. Let this get out to somebody else and let them realize and say, yeah, he is right. I also did this video because some of us people are blinded by the normal trend of that this people who they are and they're European and they're out there in Russia and they're underdogs or this, that, and whatever. and they seem like people that are being attacked by a bully. So what about the other bullies that bully the other people? Is their life and their nation of people sacrosanct? The only people that has rights. Then when the Israelis get attacked by the Hamas, then you say it's okay for them to bomb all of Palestine and kill those people because their life doesn't matter. When an African American commits a crime and then the rest of the police come and they stereotype all African Americans and profile them and then throw them on the ground, put their knees on their neck, and then commit a murder because that's what they did. They didn't give them any air. Then this did finally go through the world. That was surprising to a lot of people of color, black people. How when George Floyd, or I can't remember his name, died in the street like that by that cop putting his knee on his neck. And this is regular in America, let alone even in other countries, in the African diasporas, what happens to black people, the discrimination, and look what's going on. What's still going on in China? It has been going on. These concentration camps, these camps to re-educate, to strip away and to cleanse them, of their heritage and their religion. And y'all allowing this? We allowing this? This is hypocrisy. This is his hypocrisy. Can't even say it right. I'm so upset. I'm just, but hey, we got something coming, and you better be ready, because there's going to be a lot more of, recompense to come here in our time, and especially in the hereafter. Know that. Okay, people, I'm out. Peace and blessings, and keep up the lessons. Assalamu alaikum.